Good morning, sir.
Very good morning. Yeah, as usual, let's start with the doubts. But before the doubts, I want to actually concentrate on one more topic. Just now, when Pawan was mentioning that this is JMeter batch and all, Pawani responded. What did she respond? Pawani, what did you say to Pawan?
Actually, when I'm trying to uh, attend this class, I had redirected to
No, no,
JMeter class.
no, that's okay. What did you say to Pawan? You said yes, sir, right?
Uh,
Guys, please remember, in the professional environment, corporate environment, we are not going to use sir, we are not going to use brother, bro, sister. No. Okay. However close they are to us, when we are in the professional environment, when we are in the office, we would use their names. Okay, simple. We would use their name, their first name. If it is in the UK or those kind of environments, in the European environment, we would use their last name, not even the first name. But if it is in the US and all, you can use their first name. Okay, is that clear? Yes, guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so please use first name. Call me as Shyam and call Pawan as Pawan. Don't say sir, bro, brother. Please don't use those. Okay, we would have to be a very professional. As I said, this training would actually prepare you for the job. Okay, especially for the experienced guys and even for the freshers. When you go into the environment, you should not start calling everyone sir, brother. No, please don't do that. Okay, you have to call with their first name. Okay, get used to it. Everyone, not only me and Pawan. Even if you are talking to somebody else in the session, you have to call them with their name. Please don't call them like brother, sister. Please don't do that. Okay. Right. Now, coming back to our session. Yes, guys. Yeah. Any questions before we go ahead? Any questions?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Suppose we have an entire architecture
Mhm.
and we have 10,000 users. The entire architecture can handle only 8,000 users. So what would be the we can execute N1 for it? Suppose N0 for the 8,000 users, and for the 2,000 we can add the same configuration server.
See, that is the reason why we do the performance testing, right? We will actually try to find out, what is the total capacity of the system, whether the expected capacity is being met or not, and if it is met, then we might actually go ahead with whatever is the scalability metrics, and if that is also met, then depending on the budget and all, we might actually go ahead with the total capacity of the system. Having said that, if it is not even able to meet the expected capacity, the expected load on the system. In that case, what we would do? That is where the tuning of the application has to happen. How do we tune the application? Multiple ways. Either you can actually add resources to that particular system, add more CPU, add more memory, add more disk space and all that. Add a lot of resources to the system, which would become a pretty costly exercise. And if you are adding more resources to the system, then the performance testing is not really useful, right? That is used only when there is absolutely no other choice. But most of the times what we do is we actually try and tune the code in such a way that you would actually be able to get better performance. Either tune the code or tune the configurations. There would be several configurations that you would actually be able to tune, that you would actually be able to get better performance out of this. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, one request, Sam and So one request. So please ask these type of questions at the end of the session. So otherwise, beginners will get confused. Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm taking two doubt sessions, one at the starting and one at the ending.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So I like to slightly modify this. So in the beginning of the session, ask some questions on the previous day concepts. So that would be some oral assessment.
Once
and at the doubts, so keep this.
Once I do this, I'll also ask some questions.
Doubt sections or doubt clarification at the end of the session.
Once I complete
that, I think that will work good rather than this, because when we have some new participants, they will get confused. Okay, they will feel that they are lost, right? So please, please take some oral assessment in the beginning of the session on the previous day concepts, and dedicate the last 10 minutes for doubt clarification. Guys, am I audible, guys?
Yeah, you're audible. Yeah. Okay, guys. Let's go ahead. Any other questions, guys? Okay. There are a couple of new joinees today, so you already might have Pawan's number. So this is my number. You can actually also find it on the WhatsApp. So if there are any questions or anything, you can also chat with me and call me. Okay. All right, guys. So yesterday we've actually spoken a lot about the entire architecture. In fact, yesterday's complete session was dedicated to the entire architecture. Okay. So what are some of the new things that we introduced, guys? The image server, LDAP server, the DR concepts, load balancer. We've introduced all this, different kinds of servers, right? So what is the load balancer, guys?
It will distribute the load to the multiple web servers or the applications.
It will distribute the load among multiple web servers or multiple application servers, right? So, if the multiple requests are coming in, it would actually let the request, it will redirect the request to the appropriate web server, and that will be based upon the load balancer algorithm. Okay. And what is an application server, guys?
It has some business logic.
Yes, it has some business logic, and
it will handle the dynamic contents of the application.
Perfect. It would handle the dynamic contents of the application. Okay. Yeah. Right. Now, okay. So this is about the entire architecture, guys. So today, as I mentioned, we'll actually go ahead with the. What did I say? Yes, guys.
Protocols,
right?
One agent which we are assigning to the.
Yes. Before actually, going into the protocols, let's actually talk about. Yeah, let's talk about the protocols. Okay, this is one very good site that I have found, guys, which is actually giving a very good information on what are these different protocols that are there. Okay, so what is this? What is a protocol? Before we go ahead, what is a protocol?
Set of rules.
Set of rules, right? So what do you mean by set of rules? What would this set of rules do?
Conditions to be applied for any.
Yes. What would this set of rules do?
It is systematic functionality which will be assigning to the server that we need to perform in this way.
Sorry, I did not hear that properly. Can you repeat that, please?
It's a systematic functionality which is performing to the server. Suppose in load balancer we use round robin algorithm.
Yes. That's not a very good example, but yes, it is a set of rules that would enable the communication between the different systems. Okay, there are different systems over here, so this protocol would actually enable the communication between different systems. All right, so let me actually take another one. Give me 1 second. Let me actually take another one. So especially when there is a browser and through which it would actually is trying to connect to the application, what is the set of rules within which it is actually able to connect to this particular application? This is the protocol. Okay. Now, there are, in the general English sense, you would actually be able to see that there are several protocols. Like, for example, if the CM is coming, there would be a traffic protocol, isn't it? There would be a traffic protocol. What would they do? They would actually stop the traffic, in the route that the CM is going. They would actually stop the traffic in, multiple places in order to ensure that the CM's vehicle is not jammed in the traffic, right? There would be security protocols. Similarly, if you go into the hospital, you call them as, code blue. What do you mean by code blue? Somebody has a cardiac arrest. They would actually, try and revive them. That is code blue. Code purple. What is code purple? You lose a child in the hospital. They would lock down the complete doors and everything in order to, find that particular child or, person. That is code purple. Something like that. In every place, in order to communicate and in order to, get things done, there would be a set of rules that you would actually have to follow in order to get the work done, right? So that is a protocol. Similarly, in order for our request to actually go from the browser to the application, in order for the request to go from the browser to the application, whatever is the set of rules that this particular request follows, and whatever is the set of rules that the response follows in order to come back to the browser, that is called as protocol. Okay, clear about it, guys?
Yes.
Yes, guys. Okay, so guys, nobody will, there could be a question in the interview, like, it might not actually be asked for a fresher or anything, but especially for the experienced guys, they can actually ask, what is a protocol? Okay, just tell me what is a protocol. So if you want to get a very proper definition, guys, I cannot, beat this definition. If you want to get a proper definition, this can actually help. Okay, a network protocol is an accepted set of rules that govern data communication between different devices in the network. Simple. Okay, even if you tell this one line, that should be sufficient. Okay, a network protocol is an accepted set of rules that govern data communication between different devices in the network. Okay, it determines I'm sorry, it determines what is being communicated, how it is being communicated, and when it is being communicated. Is that clear, guys?
Yes.
Right. Now, what is the different types of protocols? The protocols are broadly divided into 3 types: communication, management, and security protocol. Okay, so the protocols are divided into 3 types: communication, management, and security protocol. Now, what is a communication protocol? In order to establish the communication between the different systems, either browser and the server, or between different servers, okay, in order to establish the communication between different servers, whatever are the set of rules that are being followed for the communication to happen, that is a communication protocol. Okay, clear about it, guys? What is a management protocol? In order to manage this particular computer network, whatever is the set of rules that you are actually following in order to manage this particular network, that is the management protocol. Okay, yes, guys. And what is a security protocol? In order to maintain the security in the communication, this is the security protocol. All right, clear about it, guys? These 3 are very, very much intertwined. Okay, you can actually use one in each other. So, you don't need to understand the complete concept of it, but on a high level, just please understand that you have these 3 kinds of protocols. Okay, now guys, we will repeat this at multiple times in during our course. multiple times during our course, we will actually come back to this. So, we'll keep adding information onto this. And, even if you do not understand very properly this time, when we are adding more and more information to this, you would actually be able to understand better. Okay, so don't worry, especially the new guys, don't worry if you do not understand right away. Okay, this is a complete new topic, guys. So, I don't think it would be dependent upon any of the previous sessions. But if you, especially the new guys, if you are lost, if you are not able to understand, please let me know so that I can actually give you some more information in order to catch up. Is that clear, guys? Yes, who are the new guys today who joined? Brahma.
Yes, yes. Brahma Reddy.
Brahma Reddy. Okay. So please let me know if you do not have any, if you have any questions. All right.
Yes, yes.
Sure. Now, what are the examples of communication protocols? What are the examples of communication protocol? The first one is IP. Okay, they did not, in this particular website, they did not give it in a proper sequence. So let me actually put them in the proper sequence for you. Okay, so the first protocol is IP. So what is this IP? Internet protocol. IP is Internet protocol. It is a protocol through which the data is sent from one host to over the internet, one host to another over the internet. Okay, and then you have HTTP protocol. Guys, these are some of the interview questions. They might actually ask you, what is this particular HTTP protocol? Okay, so what would you say?
Hypertext transfer protocol.
It is a hypertext transfer protocol, which is designed for transferring a hypertext between two or more systems. Okay. So it works on a client server model, and most of the data sharing over the web is done using HTTP. Yes, guys, this is the most important thing. This is the most important protocol. Okay, the HTTP protocol is the most important protocol because most of the data, most of the applications that we see nowadays are being built in the HTTP protocol. Is that clear, guys?
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So you also have this particular TCP. So in this TCP, you can stream reliable delivery by using sequential adjustments. Guys, all your streaming mostly happens in this particular TCP protocol. Okay. And HTTP, guys, is sitting on top of this TCP IP. Okay, let me not confuse you. Just try to understand these are the different kinds of protocols that are there. Okay. Clear about it, guys? I will come back to this. I will actually, tell you more about all these particular kinds of protocols and how they are going to be worked. Okay. But right now, this particular information on IP, TCP, and HTTP should be sufficient for you. All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then, guys, you have the management protocol. As I said, how do you manage that particular complete network is based upon this particular management protocol. Some of the popular examples in this particular management protocol are SNMP and FTP. What is FTP? You should have heard of this FTP, especially the computer background guys.
Yeah, file transfer protocol.
Exactly, file transfer protocol. So if there is a, especially if there is a Unix server on which there are files, and you have a Windows machine on which you want to transfer these files to, what would you use? You'd use a FTP client. You'd use an FTP client in order to transfer these files. Vice versa also as well. Okay, if you have a Windows machine from which you want to transfer files to the Unix host, then you would actually use this FTP protocol. Okay, it's simpler that way. Yes, guys. Okay, and similarly, you have this particular SNMP protocol wherein you would actually be able to, you would have to enable the agent and manager on the servers in order to transfer the data between two machines, and you would actually be able to use this particular SNMP protocol, especially for monitoring of the systems. Okay, especially for monitoring of the systems, you would actually use this particular SNMP protocol. Okay, and security protocol, you all guys know, isn't it? You have this HTTPS, TLS, and SSL. So HTTPS sits on top of the SSL network. So TLS is one flavor of HTTPS. Okay, so these are the security protocols. Now let's talk a little bit more about this particular protocols, guys. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about the protocols. Now, guys, give me one moment. Now, guys, let's take a website. Okay, let's take any website. Can you give me any website, guys? Any option?
Flipkart.
Okay, Flipkart. Okay, so when you take this particular Flipkart.com, what did I enter actually over here in the URL bar? We call this as URL bar, isn't it? Yes, guys. So what did I enter over here in the URL bar?
HTTPS.
I did not enter HTTPS. All I entered was Flipkart.com. It automatically took HTTPS. What does that mean? The Flipkart.com website would communicate only in the HTTPS protocol, in the secured protocol. Okay, and what is that particular secured protocol? It is the secured version of HTTP, the same HTTP protocol, but it is a secured version of it. Okay, the communication between them would be secure. There, the other people would not. It is difficult for them to actually understand the communication. If somebody is actually trying to hack, it is difficult for them to understand this communication. Okay, once it leaves my browser, what would happen? All the data that is being transmitted would be encrypted. All the data that is being transmitted would be encrypted. Okay, so what do you mean by encryption, guys? What do you mean by encryption?
The binary digit is in a readable format.
Okay, let's not go with such complicated words. Encryption simply means that you're. Yeah, you should have heard about this, right? WhatsApp would actually make end-to-end encryption. What do you mean by end-to-end encryption? Let's say I'm actually sending a message to Pawan. What would happen? Only myself and Pawan would actually be able to understand that particular message. What do I mean by that? If somebody is able to sniff the traffic, if somebody is able to, or even the WhatsApp, even if they're, even if the complete information is there on the WhatsApp server, even if they actually try to open that particular message, they won't be able to open it. That's what they claim. Why? Because the data is encrypted. Only myself and Pawan would actually be able to open that particular message. That is how the data is, it is actually formatted in a different way that nobody else would actually be able to understand it, even if they are able to sniff the traffic. Okay? Is that clear, guys?
Yes, Shyam. Yes, Shyam.
Okay, so let's actually, go with, you can actually do a little research, guys. So what is encryption? Go with a simple research on what is encryption. Okay, what is encryption? Is a method by which information is converted into secret code that hides the information's true meaning. Okay, is this clear, guys?
Yes, yes.
Yes, guys. So this is what is the encryption. All right. So guys, what would happen is you would actually be able to see that, your data is being encrypted. Now, most of the sites, guys, these days it is actually, a little difficult to actually go through this particular sites and find some site which is not encrypted. Give me one moment, guys. I have some site that is hosted on my own machine. Just a sample site, that is hosted on my own machine. That you would actually be able to find that it is not really encrypted. Okay, so give me just a moment. Let me actually find that.
Shyam, your screen is not visible.
Yes, I stopped sharing. Give me one moment, guys. Okay, perfect. Okay, let me share my screen again. Okay. You're able to see, right? So guys, in the URL bar, I'm actually entering a sample application. Okay. Localhost 1080 web doors. Now see, this is going in the normal HTTP protocol. Okay. This is actually going in the normal HTTP protocol, right? So it is not actually encrypting any data. So whatever I enter over here, if somebody is actually able to sniff the traffic, they can actually see what exactly is the data that I'm actually sending. It is very easy to actually see that. Okay. Clear about it, guys?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. But if you are sending it through the encrypted traffic like a HTTPS, then nobody would actually be able to see that. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah. Now, guys, that is, as I said, mostly we would actually use this particular HTTP protocol, and mostly we would use the HTTP protocol in order to communicate. Okay. In order to communicate, mostly we would use the HTTP protocol. Now, in this particular HTTP protocol, there are different other rules that we follow in order to get the communication done. Okay. HTTP or HTTPS. Okay. HTTPS is just the encrypted version of HTTP. More secured version of HTTP, right? Yes, guys.
Yes.
What is the methods of communication in the HTTP protocol? Okay. What is the methods of communication in the HTTP protocol? This is what we are going to talk about it next. Okay. So let's actually, we'll cover the famous methods to start with, and then we would actually talk about the other ones. Okay. The first one is get method. Okay. Just to have a recap, what is the protocol?
The communication channel or set of rules between
In
two
order
nodes.
to Perfect. In order to do the communication, there is a set of rules that we would follow, and that those particular set of rules are called as protocol, right?
Yep.
Now, what is the protocol that we use majorly in order to communicate in the internet?
HTTP and
HTTPS.
HTTP and HTTPS protocols, right? What is HTTP? Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Okay, so in this HTTP protocol, again, what are the different methods in order to get this particular data transferred is what we are going to discuss now. Okay, clear about it, guys?
Okay.
Any questions? Let me take a pause over here. Any questions?
Management protocols. Can you explain once?
You have tell about HTTP and in security HTTPS, both protocols.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
In communication protocol, you are talking about HTTP and in security HTTPS, both protocols.
Yes.
In HTTP, it will hypertext transfer profile.
Yes.
In security, what is the difference between both? I have confused HTTPS and HTTP. Communication and security
Okay.
protocols.
Yeah, don't worry too much about it. HTTP is hypertext transfer protocol. If you add a security layer to it, that is HTTPS. Okay? Hypertext transfer protocol secured.
Okay.
Okay.
Secured.
So
Secured
yeah,
protocol.
keep it simple. Don't make it complex, and don't worry too much about it. All right.
Okay.
If you add a security layer to it, that is HTTPS. Okay. Now somebody is actually asking me about the management protocol. Now this management protocol, guys, it is maintained in order to manage the complete network. Okay, it is used in order to monitor, maintain, and manage the complete computer network. Is that clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how do you want to manage, especially the monitoring? These days, especially the monitoring. What I mean to say is, we as a performance testers would use this particular management protocols, especially for the monitoring of the servers. Okay. If you use this particular APIM tools like Dynatrace, Splunk, Zabbix, anything like that, if you use this particular, management protocols in order to capture the data from the servers. Let's talk about it more, in a detailed fashion afterwards. Now is not the time. Okay. Clear about this, guys? Now, guys,
Yeah.
whatever that I'm going to tell you now is very, very important, guys. The methods that we are talking about is very, very important. Why? Because these you can actually get it in the interviews. Very, very famous questions in the interviews, especially for below 4 years experience, guys. Okay, most of you are actually going to put in 3 to 4 years of experience, right? And even the freshers, these are you are expected to learn about this particular methods in the college itself. Okay, especially the computer science background, guys, you are expected to learn this particular methods in the college itself. So this is 90% sure shot question. Okay, 90% sure shot question. Now, guys, if you actually try to Google this, HTTP methods. Okay, so you would actually be able to find the you would actually be able to find the W3 schools, under which there would be very good information on what is this particular HTTP methods. Okay, so what are the most important ones? What are the most important methods? Get and post. These are the most important methods. There are other methods which are there, but we would not use them very, very frequently. The most common HTTP methods are get and post. Okay, yes, guys, is that clear?
Yes.
Now, whoever has some computer background or whoever is already working in the testing or anything like that, can you tell me what is a get method?
The get method is basically used for to getting the data from the server.
Okay.
Post is when we are posting any information to the DB.
Anybody else want to attempt?
Uh, yeah, we will get for the response and post we will get for the request.
Can you repeat that?
Get method we will use for the response and post we will get for the request.
Okay. Anybody else want to try, guys?
If you want to log in an account, you just to requesting a server to get it. And if after getting that, you have to log in into that particular website. It's called post.
Okay. All right, guys. The first thing that is there is these HTTP methods are there in order to send the requests. Okay. These HTTP methods are there in order to send the request. Right? So get and post or anything else for that matter, these are basically sending the request. Don't get bogged by this particular names. Get means getting the response and post means sending the request. No, both of them are there in order to send the request. Right? Both of them are there in order to send the request. Now let's see what do you mean by a get method and what do you mean by a post method. All right, so let's actually take a look at them. All right, so let me actually open google.com. Okay, now when I open this particular google.com and over here, let's say I'm actually searching for encryption. Okay, so when I search for encryption, are you able to see this particular URL bar, guys?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so let me actually copy that particular URL bar and put it in a notepad, just to make it big and all. Okay, so let me actually zoom it a little bit more. Zoom in. Control. What is that? Control plus A. Okay, so guys, let me actually just now, guys, what is the search term that I have actually sent?
Encryption.
Encryption.
I'm able to see this in the URL bar.
Yes.
Right? So anybody who is able to access this particular URL bar or anybody who is able to access this particular URL, they know what is the query that I have sent, isn't it? Yes, guys. For example, I search performance testing real-time training. Okay, let me actually search for that. Okay, see this, Pawan's Institute is actually coming up in the first place. It has got 5-star review. Great. Okay, so you would actually be able to see that over here. Now, let me take this particular, URL bar and again paste it over here. Now, let's see. See, the query is performance testing, real-time training. Whatever is the query that I actually send over here, everything is actually visible in the URL bar. Isn't it? Yes, guys. This is the get method. Okay, what do you mean by a get method? What do you mean by a get method?
Database.
It is used to request the data from us. It is again used to send the request. Okay, it is again used to send the request. But that request, whatever the data that you are actually sending in the request, all that particular data would actually go in the header of the request. Whatever is the whatever is the data that is going in the URL bar, that is called as header of the request. Okay. Yes, guys. That particular data is being sent in the header of the request in the URL bar itself. Okay. So that is a get method. Okay. Now what I can do is I can actually take this particular URL. I can actually take this particular URL, and what I can also do, I can also, try and search for this directly. Okay, sorry, I actually searched for the same thing. Okay, let me actually put it in a different browser and search for it. I have a small problem, guys. Give me one moment. Okay, so now if I actually take a different tab altogether and if I actually search for it, then what would happen? What would happen? It would directly take me to that particular URL, right? Yes, guys, it would directly take me to that particular URL. Is that clear? Yes, guys.
Yes.
Okay. Now, guys, let me actually open the web tools. Okay. Now, guys, what I would do is over here, I would actually enter my username and password. Okay. Now, when I enter my username and password and I try to log in, would I be able to see whatever the data that I've sent? Would I be able to see it in the URL bar?
No.
No. Why? Because that is secured, right? Because that is secured. The username and especially the password, that is secured. So you should not be able to see all that particular data in the URL bar. So what would happen is, especially in these places wherein the data is secured, whatever the data that you're actually trying to send, that data is secured, then you would use a post. Okay, you would use a post. So what would happen in the post? What would happen in the post? It would be sent in the body of the request. The data would be sent in the body of the request, right? Clear about it, guys? Now, as I said, in the get method, what happened? I just simply took that particular URL, and if I pasted in some other browser, I'm actually able to access that particular whatever the data, isn't it? But now let's say I want to actually access a different tab altogether. Okay, I want to access a different tab altogether. And over here, let me actually paste this particular URL. Would I be able to access that particular URL directly?
Yes, Shyam.
No. The URL that I have copied was from
Authentication.
already, logged in place. Did I get that particular page over here?
No, actually.
No. It is actually redirecting me to the home page.
Yeah.
Right? So what would happen is, you would not be able to catch these URLs. You would not be able to store these URLs to directly go to that particular resource. Right?
Yeah.
Got it, guys? Yes,
Yes,
guys.
Sure.
Okay. And one more major difference, guys, is, in the get URL, you have a limit on the amount of data that you can actually send it across. You have a limit on the data that you can actually send it across, because how much data can you fill in this particular URL bar, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a limit of, I think it is 256 characters. Okay, you have a limit of 256 characters in order to send that send that particular data to the server. Okay, but whereas in the post method you don't have any restrictions. Okay, you don't have any restrictions. You can send any amount of data. Okay, is that clear, guys? Yes, guys. Okay, so let's say, for example, I want to bookmark this page. What I can do? I can actually bookmark this page because this is sent out in a get method. Okay, this is sent out in a get method. Okay, so what does that mean? You know bookmark, right? Everybody knows bookmarks, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so what you can do, whatever is the important URLs that you frequently access, you would actually bookmark them. You would actually add to your favorites,
Yep.
right? So what would happen? You would actually be able to easily access them again and again, isn't it? So guys, all this particular HTTP methods, these kind of things, you should have them bookmarked. You should have them easily accessible. Okay, is that clear, guys? You should have them very easily accessible. You should be they should be there in your favorites, and you should be able to access them easily. Okay, now these things you would actually be able to access it very easily. For example, I can actually take this particular URL, I can go to a completely different browser, and over here when I actually try to paste it, see, I would actually be able to directly go into that particular page, right? But would I be able to do that if I do some login or anything like that? Not possible, isn't it? Because that is a post method. Clear about this, guys? Now, guys, you also have some, put method, head method, delete method. There are a total of some 9 methods, I believe. Okay, there are a total of some 9 methods. Okay, now, out of these 9, get and post are the most important ones, guys. You need to know this. Okay, and these are very famous interview questions. 90% of the times, the interviewer would ask you this question, either to the fresher or to the experienced guys. Okay, you claim some 7-8 years of experience, nobody would ask you this, but especially if you are going with 3-4 years of experience, they would definitely ask you this. Okay, clear about it, guys?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the get method and the post method. Any questions, guys?
Shyam, by seeing any URL, can we say this is a post method we have used or get method by seeing only the URL?
Some URLs, yes, it is possible. For example, if I actually sorry, if I actually take this particular Google URL, right? And if let's say I search for something, okay? Let's say I search for, what shall I search for? Load runner, okay? So if I take this particular URL, and if somebody asks me, this kind of URL, if somebody asks me, is this a get method or a post method? With experience, this would not come right away, but with a little experience, I can actually see that this particular URL is mostly for search. And what is the search term that you are using? Mostly Q means query. Okay, mostly Q means query. So I can actually see that somebody is actually using the trying to search for load runner, and I would actually be able to say that maybe there is a 60% chance that this is a get method. Okay, but just by seeing the URL, it is very difficult to say whether it is a get method or post method. With an experience, you can have an educated guess.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Okay. Any other questions, guys? Guys, I know that we are actually, leaping into more and more technical terms. We are talking a lot about, more of technical terms, computer talk and all. But guys, believe me, this is very, very simple. Okay, this is very, very simple to understand and easier to follow through. So if you are, if you are not able to follow through, just hang on for a couple days, guys. Just hang on for a couple days, and you should be able to understand all this. Okay. The more we use, the more information that I keep giving you. On the first day, I might not actually give you the complete information. Okay, but I would keep giving you the information as and when required, and that would actually make you understand deeper concepts. Okay, and it is very simple, guys. Trust me. Okay, is this clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Any questions you have? All right, guys. So let's give a couple minutes in order to talk about tomorrow's session. Tomorrow, shall we have the session from 7 to 8, or let's because tomorrow I have a call from 8:30 until say 5:30 in the evening. So it is not possible for me to join after 8. And from 8 they have this JMeter session. So either we can go with 7 to 8, or we can actually skip the session tomorrow and go with Sunday. Let's take a quick attendance, and let's also talk about this. Okay. So 7 to 8, fine for me. Take a break. Okay. Let's actually go with individual people, and let's talk about it. Okay. So give me one moment, guys. So
So, Shyam, for tomorrow, what 7 to 8 will be for tomorrow?
Security management, I think they have already worked on that. So similarly, back that graph shows some
Tomorrow class time.
I'm hearing a lot of background noise. Yeah, tomorrow class time. That's what I'm trying to ask. Like, either we can go with 7 to 8, or we can take a session on Sunday, or we can skip both this and we can meet back on Monday.
7 to 8 will be fine for me.
Okay, that is Abhinav, right?
Right.
Abhinav. Okay, so let's do this. Saturday, 7 to 8. One word. Okay. Abhinav. Then Pavani and Murthy, how about you?
Hi, Shyam, Murthy here. Actually, Pavani is on another official meet, so she just left. So my vote for this is, can you skip for 2 days, because we need to prefer the older demos.
Okay. Can I assume that Pavani is also going with you?
Yes.
Okay. So 2 votes for Monday. Then let's say Prashanti.
Yeah, Monday, Sham. I'm engaged with works tomorrow and day after tomorrow.
All right. Karthik. Okay, let me stop the recording, guys. This is not relevant to